Hello sweet reader friends, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to December. We are at the end of the year. Where did the time go? I don't know. But for this one's TBR, we have something fun and exciting planned because we have our fellow Booktube besties picking out some books for us to read in December. We have a little group chat going of some of us, so I just hit that up with a few pictures of my physical TBR and my Kindle TBR, and I said, hey, would you guys maybe want to pick out a book for me to read this month? So we have book besties Shauny, Natalie, Ashlynn, Allie, and Alexa, who chose books for me, and then I also have two other books that I will be personally putting on my TBR for this month because I just really want to get to them because of the holiday season, of course. So getting to those ones first before we get into the booktubers picks, I have some new releases that I'm adding to my December TBR, and that's The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Allie Carter, and then also I Might Be in Trouble by Daniel Ailman. And these are both from today's sponsor, which is Book of the Month. I love Book of the Month. I always say it's like Christmas every single month, but because it's December, it literally is Christmas. And what more perfect gift to give to yourself or others than a sweet little blue box of books? Book of the Month is exactly what it sounds like. It's a monthly book subscription service with a team who vets through hundreds of books to then choose the best ones for us to pick from. I trust their book taste with my life. They have not let me down yet, and I have found actually a lot of new favorite books and authors from Book of the Month. If you didn't see my recent book shopping vlog, I get very overwhelmed when trying to find new books to read, so I just feel like Book of the Month makes it super easy because they already know what's good. I love how Book of the Month also mixes books from new and emerging authors as well as best-selling ones because you really get the best of both worlds. You find new authors and books that you love while also getting books from authors that you already love. And I really like how you can skip any month if you aren't really feeling the books for that month, or you can also get audiobooks. They also have a fun Black Friday weekend deal where new members will receive a gift with purchase, but the deal might not last the whole weekend, so definitely jump on that ASAP. And if they are out, you will receive a cute little sticker sheet with your order. Going back to the books that I will be adding to my TBR, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. First of all, I love this cover. The whole like comic book vibe, love. I also love a good holiday murder mystery, and this one says Knives Out gets a rom-com twist in this rivals to lovers Christmas romance mystery from best-selling author Allie Carter. Rom-com, murder mystery, holidays. Literally nothing sounds more appealing to me, especially in this season. And then we also have I Might Be in Trouble. This follows a main character who is an author who had a very successful book publishing, but after he wrote his bestseller, he is now kind of in like a little writing slump, so he decides he might need a little night out. He goes on a date, and when he wakes up, his date is dead. But he doesn't know what happened, and he's scared that things got a little too crazy the night before, and he actually ended up killing his date on accident. So of course, who does he call to help with the body? His literary agent. This just gives so much like Finlay Donovan vibes, and I absolutely love Finlay Donovan, so I think I'm really going to enjoy this one. So these are the two books that I am adding to my December TBR for myself. Both of these books brand new are around $25 to $30, but this month with code STUFFED, you can get your first book with Book of the Month for $5. $5 for a brand new hardcover fiction. That's a steal. That is a steal, my friends. Thank you so much to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. I'm genuinely so excited to get these books this month. Now, going into the reads that our book besties picked. First off, starting with Alexa, and she chose Assistant to the Villain. This one, okay, has literally been on so many TBRs. It's been on my, physical TBR for so long, but I've been avoiding it because I feel like I'm going to absolutely love it and I just don't want it to be over. But I'm just so excited to actually finally read it this month. This one is an adult cozy fantasy, kind of a humorous fantasy, I guess, about a girl who's looking for a job, and she ends up working as an assistant to a villain, but someone is threatening the whole villain's, empire, trying to take the villain down. And the little bottom sentence says, now Evie must not only resist drooling over her boss, but also figure out exactly who is sabotaging his work and ensure he makes them pay. I've heard nothing but good things about this book, and I just feel like I've really been in the like cozy fantasy, like humorous mood. I just want a good giggle while also being like really immersed in like a whole different world, Next, we have bestie Shauny's pick, and she chose The Polite Before Christmas. We do have a lot of like holiday books, holiday wintry books in this TBR. And in this book, we follow our main character, Clark, and she is not at all in the mood to be celebrating Christmas. She's kind of the grump, I feel, in this situation. But her mom insists that they all gather at a family cabin for an old school family Christmas. Little does she know they invited her ex from 10 years ago, which I'm assuming he's like some kind of family friend, or else he probably wouldn't be there. Oh, 2 decades ago. So maybe 20 years ago. But he is the man who destroyed her heart. This just sounds absolutely hilarious. I'm assuming it's probably a little bit of a second chance romance, Grumpy Sunshine type of deal. So I'm very excited to read this like the week of or before Christmas. Next, we have bestie Ashlynn's pick, and she chose These Silent Woods. And this one is on my Kindle. And this one is an adult fiction mystery. I think it's supposed to be like a mystery thriller, but I've also kind of heard that it's more fiction. But it follows a father and his daughter as they are living in this like remote cabin. Nobody knows they live there. He has some past of some sort that has kind of like put them into hiding in a way. But he has an old friend that brings them supplies once a year. And one year he doesn't show up to bring the supplies, and simultaneously a girl in that area goes missing. So there's a lot of things that kind of like threaten the safety and secrecy, I guess, of this father and daughter's life. And the story is really about like how far a father will go to protect his family. I'm very intrigued. And I know Ashlynn liked it and she just wanted to see like how I would like it. So I don't know, I'm very interested to see like how I feel about this book. Next we have bestie Natalie's pick, and she chose Once Upon a Broken Heart for me. This one I feel like is going to be such a fun like magical read to, you know, read during the winter and holiday season. This one follows our main character Evangeline, and I believe this is set in the same world as the Caraval series. And Evangeline learns that the love of her life is about to marry another and her dreams are shattered. So to stop the wedding, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts. In exchange for his help, he asks for 3 kisses to be given at the time and place of his choosing. But after the first promised kiss, Evangeline learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game. The Prince of Hearts wants far more from her than she pledged. He has plans for Evangeline, plans that will either end in the greatest happily ever after or the most exquisite tragedy. I have heard so many mixed things about this series, like you either love it or hate it. So I'm so interested to see kind of like where I lie with it. I read the first Caraval book and didn't love it, so I didn't really finish the series. But I don't know, from what I've heard about this one, I feel like I would like this one a little bit more. I don't know. The vibes of it though, I feel like are just so magical, and I've kind of heard that it reminds people of Alice in Wonderland a little bit, and I am obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, so that drew me in like almost immediately. And for our last Booktube besties pick, we have Allie, and she chose Spinning Silver for Me, which I also have on my Kindle. And this is an adult fantasy Rumpelstiltskin retelling or reimagining. I never know like what word exactly to describe those books. So this one follows our main character Miriam, and she's the daughter and granddaughter of moneylenders, but her father for some reason is unable to collect the debts, and that has led their family on the edge of poverty. So Miriam takes matters into her own hands and sets off on this adventure to claim, you know, what is owed. But she soon gains a reputation of turning silver into gold. When an ill-advised boast draws the attention of the king of Sterek, grim fey creatures who seem more ice than flesh, Miriam's fate and that of 2 kingdoms will forever be altered. Set an impossible challenge by the nameless king, Miriam unwittingly spins a web that draws in a peasant girl, Wanda, and the unhappy daughter of a local lord who plots to wed his child to the dashing young Sar. But Sar is not what he seems, and the secret he hides threatens to consume the lands of human and Sterek alike. Torn between deadly choices, Miriam and her 2 unlikely allies embark on a desperate quest that will take them to the limits of sacrifice, power, and love. I haven't read any Naomi Novik books yet, but I feel like I have heard good things, and I do love myself a good like fairy tale, you know, retelling, reimagining type of book. I feel the winter vibes in this are going to be immaculate, so I'll have to read this like when it's snowing outside. I'm a very atmospheric reader. Whenever I have like a specific atmosphere that I'm reading about, I love to also be in that atmosphere. I think it just like adds so much more to the story and like the whole experience. So those are all the books on my December TBR. I wanted to keep it a little bit lighter this month because I do feel like I have a lot of fun videos that I really want to film, so I didn't want to have a crazy TBR. So just going through it again, we have I Might Be in Trouble, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year, Once Upon a Broken Heart, The Plight Before Christmas, Assistant to the Villain, and then we have Spinning Silver and The Silent Woods. I'm very excited for this TBR. I feel like a lot of these books are ones that obviously the Booktube besties have already read and really enjoyed, so I'm excited to see like my take on them. Thank you to all the book besties for choosing these books for me. I love all these people with my entire heart. If you are not already following them, you should definitely go do so because they are just such amazing and beautiful women, and I adore them so much. Thank you again to Book of the Month for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget to use the link in my description and code STUFF to get your first book for $5. There's so many good picks this month, so definitely go check them out ASAP. And also don't forget that you can gift Book of the Month as well. Those are always really fun gifts because then your people can, you know, pick the books they want for themselves. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Mwah!